I've got the best pastries from Costco's Bakery that you must pick up the next time you're there. Hi, my name is Erin Robinson. I love taste testing and ranking the very best of the best to let you know it's worth your time and your money. So subscribe if you want the best of the very best. Today I'm headed back to Costco to try every single one of their pastry items from their bakery selection, and I'll be ranking my top 10 favorite Costco pastries. You all loved the Costco ranking video when I tried all of their pre-made meals, so I thought I'd go back again and try the same thing with their bakery items. This does not include their desserts. Baby steps. So if you like this video, thumbs it up and I'll do another one tasting all of Costco's cakes, desserts, pies, cheesecakes, and more. I do need to shout out the Costco in Palm Springs because that's where I bought all of these from. There was a man who was following me around the store. He approached me. He started talking to me like a normal person, so I wasn't weirded out. And then he wouldn't stop following me, and he had nothing in his basket, and he just creeped me out. So the Costco in Palm Springs folks escorted me to my car and got me safely out of the parking lot. So shout out to you guys for looking out for people. Okay, let's go get that bread, literally and figuratively. So I'm gonna start with the prettiest girlies first, the cream cheese Danish. I've never met anything with cream cheese that I didn't like. That was the esophageal hug that I needed today. Oh my gosh, that is so good. Babe, have you tried this? It's like premium fancy LA bakery level quality. You have to come try it.
Why do you have a knife in this hand?
Because I'm cutting pastry.
It's not a pastry cutting knife.
It gets the job done more efficiently.
So this is a winner?
Chicken dinner. Doesn't that taste like any other like fancy restaurant pastry that you would get?
It's good.
That is not a sufficient enough response.
It's sweeter than like the Starbucks cheese Danish.
There's like an icing on top.
Yeah, there's like an icing.
I think you can get 2 boxes of their danishes for like $8. So one cream cheese Danish at Starbucks is like $4. You know what I mean?
These are $1 per.
Yeah, but worth $1 million per. Next is the cherry filled Danish, and I know Matt's had this one because there's one missing out of the box. Did you like the cherry filled Danish? These are stunning. She's the supermodel of this group. She's a little goopy, a little like soupy, lots of juices. So you can't eat this one and probably not get it all over you. That's never stopped me before. Yum. It almost tastes like strawberry. It doesn't taste like cherry to me. That has depth. Wow. Babe, that's delicious. Why didn't you tell me that? I would have been eating these yesterday.
Pretty good, huh?
So good. Do you like this one better than the cheese?
I think so.
This is more of a dessert. Like this is better than desserts that I've had at very fancy restaurants, which isn't saying anything because I don't know why fancy restaurants have the worst desserts. Make it make sense.
It's like a cobbler pie.
Yes.
It's like if you had vanilla ice cream with that.
Oh.
Done. Done.
I think I could stop here. Okay, next up it's kind of my go-to pastry. It's the almond Danish. I love an almond crusty, no. Like an almond puff pastry. It's just an easy, lovable, like no one can really mess it up. At least I hope not. Cheers. I don't know, some magician works in the back at Costco who makes these. These pastries are insane. Also, there's a huge restaurant in Los Angeles that everyone raves about. You have to stand in line. It's called Porto's, and they have the best pastries until now. No shade to Porto's, I do love you. But why would you go stand in line at Porto's when you can just go to Costco and get 2 of these boxes for like $8? Absolutely perfect, delicious, fluffy, fresh, filled with lots of flavors. There's so much alliteration going on. It's getting kind of hot and heavy. I love it. I love alliteration. Can you freeze danishes? Also, just God bless the Danish for creating, the Danes, I should say, for creating such amazing snacks. I love blueberry muffins. It is a mood though, don't you agree? Don't you feel like you don't always want a blueberry muffin, even though you always like a blueberry muffin? Sometimes you don't always feel like it. I think it's because there's health involved. The word that comes to mind is wholesome. She's nice, she's lovely. It tastes like something I could have made, which kind of is a diss, but it's not bad. It really is nice. It's kind of like one of those pastries that you expect when you show up for like a community meeting. Not something that's gonna blow your mind, but still delicious nonetheless. Next up is the vanilla chocolate chunk. That sounds like the name of something you should name your dog. This is vanilla chocolate chunk. Benji, we might consider changing your name, except you're literally red.
Strawberry.
The strawberry chunk doesn't quite have the same ring to it. Yup. Put a freaking candle in that and call it a birthday cake any day of the week. There's not too much chocolate in it, which is always a pet peeve of mine. I like chocolate, but I don't like it in a robust way. I just like it sprinkled in. And it's a really nice vanilla cake to chocolate ratio. I can't have another bite. I have so many more to go, but I'm coming back for you later, baby. Yeah. Speaking of chocolate, this is their like double down on the chocolate muffin. If you work at Costco, please let me know in the comments. I want to know some bakery secrets. Like, do they use grandma's old-fashioned recipe from like the 1920s? Why is everything so good? Make it make sense. Oh, it's my perfect kind of chocolate cake. I mean muffin. It's a cake, let's be real. It's that grocery store chocolate cake. And I don't know about y'all, but I've had some really expensive fancy cakes for my birthday. But last year I told him, I was like, babe, can you please just go to the grocery store and just buy me a sheet cake from the grocery store for $12? That's truly all I want. This is that your mom made it for your 5th birthday. A little Duncan Hines chocolate cake. I know we're talking about a muffin. It's actually cake. This is a poppy seed almond muffin. And I love poppy seeds, but I don't eat them a lot because this is really embarrassing, but I'm just gonna say it. You know when Dorothy falls asleep in the poppy field? Because it's a drug, you know? Yeah. Then I'm like, will poppy seeds get you high? I don't know if I should keep talking. It's like some weird childhood memory that every time I eat poppy seeds, I'm like, danger. Am I on the risk of like doing something bad? Isn't it good? It's very good. It's like crunchy, crispy. There's like little crispies in there. There's like soft buttery cake, little crispy surprises in there, but they're not like invasive surprises. They're like,
I like the almond flavors.
It has like a freshness and a lightness to it. It's not quite as heavy.
It's like a warm, it's like a hug.
It's like a hug. I've already said that today too. Hug. It's almost like you've been listening to me in the next room.
It's good.
In terms of an esophageal hug, it's there. I get it. If Cocoa Puffs were like Ant-Man size.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about the banana nut loaf. Costco sells this entire loaf for $7, whereas at Starbucks, I get one slice of a loaf for $4.50. It does smell like fresh bananas. Cheers. It's fresh. That Starbucks banana nut loaf has nothing on this. This tastes homemade. You could totally just take this, wrap it up in like some pretty cloth and take it to a party or something. Be like, I brought this, and they think that you made it. It's very passable, it's homemade. All right, let's talk about bagels. I did pick up some Tillamook cream cheese. Ooh, okay, I really like this bagel. The cheese is kind of Parmesan-y, and it almost feels like it's melting in your mouth as you chew it. It doesn't feel like hard, crusty, again, with that word. Crunchy cheese, it almost feels like the cheese is perfectly melted into the bagel itself. This is a good bagel. What is the everything in an everything bagel? It's got seeds, got some seasonings, but is that really everything? Everything in what category? Like, please make it make sense in my brain, because if you call something an everything bagel, I'm thinking it's got a mountain of stuff, but these are just seeds. From a girl who doesn't like bagels, this video might convert me. It's so fresh and buttery. I do like the little like poppy seeds in there. Again, that's like a little extra crunch. Am I converting? And the flavor of the seasoning is really nice. It's not overly oniony. You know, I feel like some bagels have a lot of onion flavor. Oh my gosh, am I becoming a bagel girl? Next up is the blueberry muffin, the classic staple go-to, all Americana. It's alright. That's triggering that like bagels are basic and boring reflex that I have. It's very fine. I just don't feel like I would waste a precious meal eating that when I could have a snack attack. Alright, I went from exciting to the most basic. This is the plain bagel. Let's try her. I really like the fresh texture of these bagels. Very crispy, very crunchy, very fluffy. The flavor, it's just as plain Jane as a rainy day on a train. Let's talk about the Costco croissants, because I got a specific message from one of you on Instagram who said you must prepare them this way. He said I had to put them in the oven at 350 for 5 minutes, and that I could freeze them and they'd be just as delicious, because you do get a box full of like 15 or something ridiculous, and that price was $5.99 for a box of like 15 massive croissants. So I put a little butter on here. I'm not a plain croissant girly, but I love eggs on a croissant, like a breakfast sandwich. It really gets me turned up and turned on. Crispy, flaky, not crusty, crunch. much. Next, we're going to do a almost lightning round taste test between all of the loaves of bread that you can get at Costco. Whether you're somebody who likes to make deli sandwiches at home, croutons for your salad. There are a lot of bread options at Costco. It sounds like I work for them. They're not paying me to say that. But there were a lot of different unique breads, and I don't know about you, but I don't really know the difference in breads. I just kind of buy whatever looks the softest. Let's start with this country French bread. It's probably the softest of the group. It tastes like the Cheesecake Factory white bread they give you. Better and softer. That bread is like you have to like tear it through it, you know, like you're a wild animal. This is a little bit more fluffy. I'm trying to shoot a video. This is more fluffy, enjoyable, a better chewing experience. I like the little layer of flour that's on top. It just makes it feel more artisanal. Next is this roasted garlic loaf. It does have a lot of very strong scents coming from it. It almost gives me kind of bagel vibes. Put a little butter on her. Everything's better with butter. Harder, more flavorful. That's a good bread. Wow. I don't think it would be good not warmed. I think you have to warm it up. But this is like a good appetizer bread, you know? I feel like this other one that I just tried is a little more versatile. This, because it's so packed with flavor, if you buttered it and served it as like an appetizer, I think people would love this. I think those poppy seeds snuck their way back in here too, which y'all know I'm not mad about that. Let's talk about this French loaf baguette, if you will. Baguettes to me are catfishers. They look beautiful and really aggressive. They're very big. They're great for Pinterest photos, but who ever eats them? If they're on like a charcuterie board, I always think they're pretty, but I never eat it. But let's see if Costco's is worth eating. Is it good? Yes. Do you have to work extra hard to chew it and enjoy it? Yes. It's like, I want the flavor, but not all the work. Like, I have Team J. I don't know if that's worth it to me to get her all flared up. All right, friends, these are the top 10 best pastries you can get from Costco's Bakery, starting at number 10. I'm going with the garlic parmesan loaf. It is a little bit of a sleeper hit, not something that you would think that would make a top 10, but if you're looking for a delicious basic bread for a sandwich or an appetizer, she's the one. In ninth place, we're going with the everything bagel. You can tell how often I order bagels, which is the bagel that I think almost turned me into a bagel girly, which is why the cheese bagel is next on my list. Next is the almond poppy seed muffin. Kind of a unique option and definitely worth trying if you're at Costco. It was hard for me to choose the next spot, but it goes to the croissant. I almost flipped the last two, but I do think if you do like regular croissants, these are fresh, and for the value that you get so many for so little. Next is the chocolate muffin, followed very closely by my favorite vanilla chocolate chunk. And now we're at the top two. In second place, we have the cheese Danish. Incredible, melt in your mouth, stop you in your tracks. And the number one best bakery item that you can get from Costco, write it down, save this video for later, send it to a friend. It is the cherry Danish. If you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, let me know what other things you'd like to see me taste test, maybe from Costco, maybe from Sam's Club, maybe from the grocery store. Get wild in the comments.